Hi, I'm Steve Wilkos, and you're watching Mogul Media TV.
All right.
Raising the level for entrepreneurs on Mogul Media Television. Today we have Mr. Clean up one bad guy at a time. Mr. Steve Wilkos, how are you, sir?
I'm doing very good.
And thank you for serving our country. For those who don't know, you was in the U.S. Marines, am I correct, sir?
I was in the Marines from 1982 to 1989.
Now, most of you know you from doing security on the Jerry Springer show. Now, you did it for the first time. It was great. When did you see the transition that you was becoming a celebrity?
I guess when I shaved my head, I was on the Springer show, and then I shaved my head, and I think I started standing out on the show a little more, and when people started chanting my name on the Springer show, I think that's the first time I thought, like, oh, you know, people are getting to know who I am, so.
And your career highlight you described as The Simpsons. Tell us about that.
Well, their Halloween episode that year, I think it was 1998, Treehouse of Horrors, they had the Jerry Springer show. They had Homer, one of the aliens was having an affair with his wife Marge, so they drew it up, and I was holding back one of the aliens on that episode. And so for my birthday, my wife actually got me the celluloid from that episode, and I have that hanging up in my office. I mean, I think that's how it naturally happened, was when Jerry was on Dancing with the Stars, they couldn't shut the production of the show down, so they asked me to host. I think they believed that Jerry was only going to be on Dancing with Stars for like a week. Week turned into 6. I ended up hosting about 30 shows in that time frame, and the ratings were good, and I think NBC said, hey, let's give this guy a shot. Well, the Steve Wilkos show is about helping people, getting them out of tough situations, giving people the truth. We go from really hard-hitting shows, really tough topics, to sometimes having a fun time with the show. So honestly, when you tune in, you really don't know what you're going to get, but I think it's a show that it's a hard-hitting show, and we cover topics that nobody else on TV covers.
Always a good one in the store. Are you familiar with Richard Bay?
I remember him. He had a talk show in the 90s.
You ever ask yourself when you come on the stage and you listen to these stories, like, where do you find these people?
Well, my wife's my executive producer, so I ask her that all the time. So when I walk out on stage, I'm meeting those people for the first time, just like the audience is.
And where can people watch the Steve Wilkos show?
Well, here in New York, it's WPIX, Channel 11 in New York, and it's a syndicated show, so all across the country you can catch it. Just check your local listings.
And you've been signed on for 4 more years. That's a beautiful.
The show is signed out through 2016, so the show's going to be around for quite a while.
When you're not on stage, what is the day off for you?
It's really just spending with my family. During the week, I'm taking my kids to school, and I'm there when they come home, and if I got time, I work out with my personal trainer, who happens to be standing right behind me, and I work out with him, Dan, who's now a security guard on the Jerry Springer show. He's trying to be the next Steve Wilkos. And then a lot of times, if my kids are in school, I'll go golfing, try to get some golfing.
What happened to the security guards who recruited on the Jerry Springer show? How come you're not with you?
Well, a lot of, when we were doing the show in Chicago, all my friends were doing the show, and they were Chicago police officers. Now that we do the show in Connecticut, a lot of them, you know, would be too hard to travel. But Mike McDermott, who used to be my former partner, who's still an active duty Chicago policeman, we fly him out every week, and he still runs the security for my show.
And how would you feel about the Boondocks doing a parody of your show?
I saw it, and I thought it was hilarious.
Coming up next on the Steve Wilkos Show!
I just want to know who my real father is. Mom's always said his nickname was Lando.
Didn't you used to call yourself Lando? Didn't you? Answer me. Stand up. Don't even think about sitting on my stage. Stand up. But my knee hurts. Get your ass up. What kind of man doesn't bother to see his kid for 30 years?
I felt quite honored that they thought enough of me to you know, do their show on me.
Can we expect any more acting from you or cameos in the future?
It's not something that I aspire to. I love doing my show, but I don't think of myself as an actor. But obviously, if something came along like Austin Powers, I'd be interested in that. It's something like that's fun to do.
If it makes sense.
If it makes sense.
And how do you feel about guys who mistreat women seriously? I feel heartbroken every time I see that.
Well, you know, it's something I dealt with a lot when I was a Chicago policeman. When we get that kind of call, we usually locked the guy up. And on my show, we're just trying to talk sense into women, saying, hey, if you are in this situation, you need to get out of it. When men start putting their hands on you, somebody that you probably shouldn't be involved with. I don't know about that. Oh, the cover of the comic. Well, this is my second year doing Comic-Con, and my staff got together with an artist and they did a cartoon cover, which I thought was pretty neat. So when they saw this today, they got a really big kick out of it, and they were very excited about it.
Well, I see the crowd's getting bigger behind me, and I know you want to get back to your fans. Any last words?
Just tune in to the Steve Wilkos Show.
Every day, check your local station. You will not be disappointed.
Thank you.